Mm. Mm. Mm.
Oh, that's funny.
Quit.
Well, because it's a world podcast now, this guy's advertising the new golf idea he has, but he's on the hot sauce podcast.
Oh yeah, Hot Ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing hot wings while the guy's just talking about the new golf idea.
No, at one point I had watched every episode of it, and I really wanted to try one of his hot sauce. I think it's what was it called? Oh my god, I can't remember what it's called, but he's got like one that he made that's popular.
Well, they're all there in front of me right now.
Da Bomb, I think it's called.
Da Bomb.
Is it Ba Bomb? I thought it was Da Bomb.
Da Bomb, yeah. I think it says Da Bomb or Da Bomb. It's the second small one right there.
Yeah.
Boo! Baby!
Yes.
I love you.
I love you. Did you know that Montreal has the worst air quality in the world?
Really?
Yep.
Worse than China?
Yep.
No way. I don't know why I'm not surprised.
Where did I see it?
I saw
Oh
the
my
name
God.
of your life today.
What was it?
Fuck my allergies.
Yeah, because even though I
Fuck
took
you,
my
allergies.
allergy pills, I'm still fucking getting breakouts. It's very
Fuck.
irritating.
Fuck you, allergies. Why was I here?
It's
Oh yeah.
yes, it's not me.
What?
Yes, it's not me.
What do you mean?
Because usually it's me that I go somewhere and I'm like, why am I here?
Why am I here?
Think,
Tabernacle! You have to charge it.
I think.
charge what?
Yes. Flip.
Oh, on the over there,
But-
on the machine, on the arcade machine. There's a little white cord.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, and then you remove this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fucking.
I know.
Yeah.
Remember how great vapes used to be?
Yeah.
And like this makes a lot of sense. It's reusable, but not reusable. Like it's refillable,
Isn't it?
but it's disposable. No, this part is not disposable. This part is it's refillable, but they recommend that you dispose it.
Yeah, but I can still put my own stuff in it.
It's really hard not to break it.
Oh, okay, because you can't open it.
Well, you can. It's just very, very difficult. It probably, if you heat it up, if you put it in a boiling pot of water,
at
it
some
probably
point
just
we'll-
pops out.
We'll get to this. I don't know where to put it.
Upstairs? Where the computer is? Don't plug it down here.
Ah! I didn't came here for this.
Progress.
Tabernacle.
Where did it go? They literally just posted it like yesterday. Beautiful houses in the plateau. Fuck off.
Hey, yo, whoa, hey, yo. Whoa, hey, yo, hey. Whoa, hey, yo.
I guess I'm not the only one who's spying on people using the fucking satellite Google
Everybody does.
Google Maps. What did I just say? The satellite Google on the internet machine. Yeah, so Montreal was first. Jakarta, Indonesia was second. Something else. Manama, Bahrain, Qatar is fifth. Malaysia.
That's all right. Let me drink it.
That's okay. I tried to take a sip of it. It's terrible. It's really bad.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad. Really bad. And you added water to it. It's fucking even worse. Like, did you hear what I said though? Montreal being the number one city for the worst air quality. After that comes Indonesia is second. Qatar is fifth. Malaysia is sixth. Egypt, Iraq, Toronto, Dubai, yeah. These are all places that are better than Montreal's air quality. How the fuck? Whatever, it's cool. I don't need to breathe. See, now you got me doing it. I'm like, wait, this isn't what I was doing. Bless you, child.
Sure, here's a unique version of your CV that will help you stand out. Just like the other 30,000 I created today. Good luck.
Work with Fiverr resume experts to ensure your resume really stands out and get a resume tailored for ATS and recruiter screening. Hire an expert today. Get hired. Fiverr.
What?
It's funny because they got pretty much all the good podcasts that we know of.
Oh, yeah.
And it's in the movie.
Interesting.
Sirius XM.
No, SiriusXM owns all the radios. That's what Trudeau's mom, Sinclair. She's the Sinclair Media Group. Yep. I dropped the cheese. The dog is so happy about this. Yeah, that doesn't mean you get the whole brick of cheese, you dip. Oh, you dropped the cheese on the ground. It's mine now. It's mine. Oh.
Talk about later. And again, that was the good work of Naomi Wolf and Amy Kelly, their crowdsourcing of the Pfizer papers. Yeah, how do you go through millions of pages? But I also want to thank you.
Use your eyeballs.
Act 19, the Informed Consent
Partially your
Action
brain.
Network, ICANN, the book, The Pfizer Papers, as well as the reporters at Epoch Times, The Defender, Justin
back
Lewis,
up.
Daily Clout, and many others who work persistently to expose the truth. Now, I actually have quite a bit longer opening statement without asking the record, but what I want to do right now is, in a more succinct fashion,
this is my favorite.
go through a abbreviated timeline as it relates
Oh,
to
yeah.
myocarditis.
Get in my fucking sinuses.
Now, after facing 4 years of the Biden administration's efforts to undermine the public's access to information in my oversight work, I immediately issued a subpoena to HHS, where I became chairman of this committee. The subpoena records I am releasing today, which are discussed in the November report, do not contain FOIA redactions and will finally provide the public a more complete understanding of the Biden administration's awareness of the risks of myocarditis following COVID-19 injection. So here's a brief timeline.
Does this count as helping?
On February 28, 2021, Israeli health officials notified CDC, quote, of large report of myocarditis.
I'm like, oh my god.
particularly in
I don't know if
young
it's getting
people
higher now. But
following
I'm
the
gonna keep doing
administration
it.
of Pfizer. February 28,
Nothing
2020,
like it.
2.5 months after the emergency use authorization.
Oh god.
On April 12th, over a month later, a DOE consultant raises concerns to CDC and FDA officials about their ability to monitor and track cardiac-related adverse events. The consultant notes, quote, if you do not ask, you will not see it. Does that mean it does not exist? Unquote. Around the same time, in mid-April 2021,
Which doesn't mean yes, but it also doesn't mean no.
signals for myocarditis, quote, for myocarditis with mRNA vaccine, based on DoD and Israeli data, that do not take immediate steps to warn the public. By the end of 2021, just 4 months into COVID, the nation already reported 2,926 deaths worldwide. Within 30 days of injection, with 46% of those deaths occurring on day 0, 1, or 2 following injection. Now, that's my first chart I ever did on this, was I presented in our event in Milwaukee with the COVID injection engine. That, a couple months later, is showing, I think, 30-some%. I can't see it from that far away, but let me get up. That chart is showing, at that time, a couple months later, 4,812 deaths, 1,736.
How could this be true?
Of those deaths occurring within days of injection or within 1 to 2 days. Now, I was raising that issue. I was going on media. I was showing this chart, and I got censored. radio talking hosts, when I talked about this, they were deplatformed. Now again, I realize VAERS doesn't prove causation. I realize it's grossly underreported.
Oh no, and the fact that you're even talking about it right now, it makes you a fucking idiot, apparently.
It's pretty important. Somebody ought to be looking at it. So when I finally had a meeting with Francis Collins, head of NIH, with a group of other senators, I asked him, "Are you watching VAERS?"
What?
You know, I gave him those stats. He did admit that 6 deaths were associated with the J&J vaccine, but for the other over 2,000 deaths, he said 600 people died. That was his callous reaction. That was the head of the NIH completely blowing off the VAERS system that they had touted before they got the emergency use authorization. I'll continue. From May 17th to May 21, 2021, CDC officials discussed whether to issue a formal health warning called a Health Alert Network message on myocarditis, noting that, quote, providers aren't reporting these cases to VAERS. They knew they weren't. They knew they existed. They knew they weren't reporting them.
Not only that, coroners fucking actually review less than 1% of deaths. Embalmers are now doing autopsies.
Is VAERS signaling for myopericarditis now? Question mark. And are told for the age group 16 to 17 years and 18 to 24 years, yes. Yes, they saw a safety signal in VAERS. Yet, from May 25th to May 27th, CDC officials provide up-to-date information on the status of the Han to Pfizer and Moderna representatives. Not to the public. They're warning the vaccine, the injection manufacturers, indicating CDC's preference to keep those companies more informed about vaccine adverse events than American
They're the people that they're making take them.
On May 26th, that FDA director, acting commissioner, Janet Woodcock, emails then CDC Director Rochelle Walensky, noting that, quote, FDA does not concur with the issuance of the myocarditis as written. The same day, CDC and FDA decide to, quote, nix the Han and instead publish less formal clinical about myocarditis on CDC website. Myopericarditis signal. FDA official Peter Marks appears to have concerns about even posting the less formal clinical considerations on CDC's website. Woodcock and Walensky, quote, I need to ask for your patience with me. We still have concerns here if myocarditis and pericarditis have not actually signaled. Same day, CDC officials added into clinical considerations discussed the need to, quote, walk back a sentence advising doctors to, quote, consider restricting patients with myocarditis from rigorous activity like competitive sports for at least 3 months until cleared by healthcare professionals. I'll be talking to Dr. McCulloch about the danger of eliminating that warning because 4 days later, CDC posted on its website the clinical considerations about myocarditis, which omits any advice to doctors to advise patients with myocarditis to limit rigorous activity. That's what's in far greater detail. So I would ask, together with my majority staff report, 2,473 pages of records HHS has produced pursuant to my January 28, 25 subpoena and my actual subpoena. I want those entered in the record. With that, I'll turn over to Ranking Member Blue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for having this first hearing of our permanent subcommittee on investigation. I think we all agree that this hearing and our efforts in this subcommittee ought to be nonpartisan and non-political, and that we should depoliticize science. Strictly adhere to the evidence, medical evidence, without resort to ideological predilection. And that there ought to be warning side effects from any medicine, and that the warning should be as prompt as possible. I think we can all agree on that fact. And that there ought to be very rigorous review of any kind of medical treatment by the FDA to make sure it's safe and effective before it's used in the public. But I want to take us back to January of 2021. I know it's hard to recall the sense of real fear during the worst of the pandemic. More than 20,000 Americans died from
Oh, no
coronavirus
thanks.
each week.
Big pass on that. Mm.
Des gouvernements, des premiers. Merci. Mais je souligne que les Premières Nations peuvent profiter même plus que tous les autres Canadiens. C'est une opportunité exceptionnelle de mettre fin à la pauvreté, totalement mettre fin à la pauvreté dans les communautés autochtones, avec le développement des ressources qui vont fournir des emplois, de revenus pour des programmes sociaux, et j'en passe. Donc,
Is that Momo guy again?
le problème, c'est les bureaucrates
Wow.
et les politiciens à Ottawa. Les Premières Nations avec
Okay.
lesquelles je travaille disent vouloir développer nos ressources naturelles. Je vous donne l'exemple de Alice Ross, qui fait partie de notre caucus dans le nord-ouest de la Colombie-Britannique. C'était lui comme premier conseiller
Oh.
des Haisla qui a aidé à
You're like, yo, my girlfriend doesn't even call me this much.
Canada, ce qui est le plus grand projet dans l'histoire du Canada, 40 milliards de dollars.
Yeah, we know.
Treating it like a threat. And one of the things that can't be attacked is your self-custody Bitcoin. And one of the things that can be attacked is the ETF. You can't be exposed to that. That's my view. It's not a good idea. We'll probably get other stuff as well.
And off the top, bull, Bitcoin, and easy.
You know, we're not going to allow
quality entertainment.
friends and enemies. They got it real good. Okay, they had it good. They got it good. I want you to think about the run these guys had. Okay, some of them started off life winning a world war, decent, pretty good. Okay, beat Russia in the Summit Series in Canada, not bad, 2 for 2. Went to
Okay.
the moon.
Maybe
Went
not.
to the moon, pretty good. You like that? Woodstock, the Beatles, Zeppelin, the Stones, amazing times. They had the best drugs for sure. I don't know if our guest has anything to say about that. I'm not going to ask him. But meanwhile, the millennials and the Zoomers and I guess Gen Alpha, is that what they call the kids who want to talk all day? I'm not sure. But we are getting the short end of the stick in a lot of ways. But you're not my friend.
Oh no,
Chickens
I'm
are
just too
coming
stupid, or I don't
from
try hard enough.
gray-haired friends and neighbors. We'll talk about all that stuff. We're happy to have Joe back. First of sponsors, EasyDNS, best place for you to buy. Bitcoin's up. Why wouldn't you want to? There was a meme about the stages of Bitcoin. It was all Francis. Thank you to you again. I gotta say, not often does a guy message me immediately after being on the show and say, we got to do it again. But when you told me that you want to put yourself and your peers in the line of fire, I mean, how can I resist? It's impossible to say no to that. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you again.
Yeah. Great to see you too, man. This is to address it because there's a lot of let's blame the baby boomers, right? And I'm one of those. Who's born
And God
just
forbid
to look
baby
at the
boomers ever accept
demographics of the
responsibility or fucking
people,
admit that
just
they might have been
before we
wrong.
started the decline. So, is it the baby boomers' fault or is it?
Oh, you've already invested so much into your
or is it
fucking
the
life.
fault of
Can't fucking, it's like Bitcoin. Can't fucking back down now.
extrapolative economics.
Or else all your money's gone.
We'll get into wherever direction you want to go. I'm
Okay, pass. Touch on next.
I think I like America more than most Americans because I understand the value that you guys have. Because I don't have that in Canada.
What drives me nuts, man, is Americans who go, take it for granted, they have no idea. It's like, we travel around the world. Do we have our shit 100% together? No, we don't. Are there some amazing places outside of America? Yes. But why is it that every immigrant that comes into the United States, I'm talking about legally, ones that come here and build lives are the most patriotic and most proud about America? Because they have the perception of what's out there. And appreciate this. And the majority of Americans, unfortunately, don't have that perception, and so therefore they don't value as much as I do or you do. Guys, welcome back to the show, and welcome back to
Then we'll start walking, and I'll make 500,000 views on a reel that I edited off my phone.
Isn't that bizarre? And we were talking to and he was like, Nick, I want you to do a video in your car talking about the exact same thing you talk about in the studio. And he's like, and Brandon's like, so what kind of editing do we need to do? And he's like, nothing, just post it. And Brandon's like, perfect.
My job easier.
Makes your job easier.
No, and it means that you actually maybe have some kind of like usefulness.
Yeah, I've seen this in ads too. Johnny Slicks. Or when you see really good quality, people almost don't trust it as much. But
Yeah.
It's just you walking your dog, smoking a cigar, talking about stuff. Like, oh, this is authentic. This is real.
It's genuine.
It's genuine.
And
But to me, it's like I say the same shit I'm saying here versus somewhere. It's just
Yeah, but it's surprisingly difficult to find people who are literally going to stick to what they just told you just because someone else is around. Really dumb.
It's something, if I don't do it, she's going to be mad at me, so I need to walk her. And it's just natural. I'm just walking around, having a good time with my dog, or walking around. And mother was taking all of us, and I was taking all of us, to go ahead and do it. And there's nothing, the camera moves. Nothing's ever right with the lighting, because we're not in the studio right here. Yet, it works. It's just genuine, and I like this type of content for other people too, so I understand why they're doing it, because it's natural.
it's funny when we because I went to my undergrads and they gave us in the park here.
Okay.
So and Brandon, you went to UNCW, right? And
You do babble.
you get all of this training in like making things look really good and making really good videos and all this stuff. No one cares. Just shoot it on the iPhone. Yeah. And it's just, like it's just ridiculous. Long time ago.
No, they're gonna be like, oh, what fucking, how much drugs are you on? Oh, this is just what people look like normally on camera.
Appreciation for the arts.
It's on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the
Yeah,
next
I know.
thing, on to the next thing.
So, Nico, for my people that maybe don't know you, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. You're Canadian.
Not only am I Canadian, I'm French Canadian. This is you doubled down. No, but hold on. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not retarded. I actually have a French accent. I say that to people all the time, but not only am I Canadian, but I'm French Canadian. So it's even
Were you
worse.
born there? Okay.
Born in Montreal.
Yeah. My family immigrated to Montreal.
No way.
That's how we got to the States.
We're very,
Not you.
This is one thing I love about Montreal. We're like top 10 place in the world for food.
Baby!
What?
I run out of
Yes,
paper!
it's such a melting pot.
Baby!
We have
Like-
very traditional Chinese food there, traditional Indian food, more traditional Greek. It's people
Anyways, boo.
It's 11 o'clock, there's nothing I can do. You can have my flavored papes.
It's a university, which you know what's going on with universities all across North America now. The place I love is not the place. The place I live in, I grew up in, is not the place.
Was that different?
Yeah,
Audio?
43.
Yeah, first time.
Oh, it is a lot.
Ah,
different
my
because-
finger.
Just look at what's been going on since Obama.
No.
Like you have to go back really that far. back. And
Oh, fucking get a fucking rabies shot.
you know, I saw a post the other day that said that.
Love you so much. I'm so grumpy. I'm sorry.
That I am.
Don't bite my fingers off.
I'm like,
I'm hungry.
On noodles? I can make you noodles.
But it's just tight.
No, I meant I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually hungry.
When
No.
people go on trip, and we were talking about
Want me
this
to cut it?
on the podcast, and just something about,
Want me?
Love Trump already. Trump
Wait, let me,
like especially if you look at what's going
Wait a
on
minute.
with the nuclear deal, for example. I went to your work and stuff. There's a guy that was really involved out of Columbia University. One of the three Palestinian protests out there, they broke into Hamilton Hall and they literally.
want a sharpener?
That's the word they
Knife sharpener?
No.
And
What do I put it on?
this is
Yes?
Yes, right here.
You got people that are foreigners or visitors that participate in the behavior. Like, I'm a visitor. I'm from Canada. I'm a visitor in the country right now. I'm legally here. I have to leave in a couple of weeks, which we're leaving 2 days from now.
What is the campsite rule? Leave it just the way you found it.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when mommy fucking picks up after you, and then you get a wife, and then your wife picks up after you. Like, because you never actually learn how to fucking pick up after yourself.
They have bad intent or not, I don't know.
But I do pick up after myself. You make me not to.
Well, what else am I supposed to do if you start fucking picking up after yourself?
This is dangerous.
What?
That's what happens to Canada. It's a very
In Canada. There you go.
And you know the liberals or the Democrats
Thank you.
claim to be tolerant.
That hurt.
So they won't allow this type of behavior.
Fucking thing, huh? I like them, but I think
They're so hard to cut, but I have the meat cutter I can use. I was gonna say we should go get like something from a butcher, but then there's also like you know where the bacon is. There's big things of ham or no bologna, yeah. So maybe we'll take that and I'll use my little cutting thing.
So this is the disparity that we're seeing, and I'm happy to see a guy like Trump say, you know what? Let's see what you guys deserve.
So you mentioned that hate him or dislike him or like him doesn't really matter. But you understand why. Why do you think that?
Oh, he's got the whole fucking planet Earth fucking
And I have my own
talking shit.
reasons why.
It's just so funny. And he's like, whatever, I don't care. That's pretty fucking gangster, not gonna lie.
Stand for the people that do dislike him.
Is this kind of an ass? Like, I'm an asshole too. Don't get me wrong here.
Yeah, but I get shit
I will
done.
say what I believe to be
And I won't be an asshole if you fucking just do the thing.
Check the
Okay, so it's
Only an asshole if people make me have to be an asshole.
But he's not a politician.
He's not a nice guy.
He's not a politician. That's the thing, first and foremost, that people need to remember. Trump is not a politician.
That's why they voted for him.
You know,
'Cause he's not a
2016,
politician.
When he got elected, he didn't know what he was doing. It took him
He
time.
said that.
Of course.
He said that. He goes, I had no idea what I was doing.
At least he's honest.
Yeah.
He had 4 years on. He feels that he was
No,
cheated
your job
in
is to
2020,
delegate.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
So he was put on the bench for 4
You know
years.
it's bad. Hold on. You know it's bad when I've got a bunch of Canadian friends that all believe that the election was stolen and that they're like, oh, that was all fraud.
We discovered through Doge that you guys are paying. You're paying. And what's the term? The Social Security
Yeah.
to people that are above 120 years in age,
And
and you have thousands of them. It's not yet.
and overseas, right?
Yeah, but the oldest person to ever live was a French woman, and she was 120 years old. You guys have something like 20 or 30,000
We need to
people.
fact check that French thing. Just make sure that.
She's a French woman that never had to work. Her husband was rich, so obviously she lived forever. But the point is that you have so many departments through those are being exposed for doing really, really bad things. So of course he's going to be hated because you have a party that's been in power for so long.
That's it.
But why?
That's it. Because
Why?
Why is he hated?
Yeah. Why?
It's the way he
people-
talks.
That's what it comes down to. He doesn't speak to people's feelings.
Yeah.
Like a politician does.
I don't
No,
want you
he
to be
doesn't.
emotional. That's
That's my
why
job.
you are doing this job as a politician. Because I need someone who's not going to be emotional, which is why I can't do it myself.
Just like, no, this is the fastest way to do it.
I don't want to make hard decisions. I want to stay at home and cook and clean.
Just wants to make politicians make them feel good, not actually do it. They just want to hear
Wow.
the right words.
That's cool. Want to do work that I want to do.
Irony with this is that I just
But
all politicians. You tell me
brought
we're
up being told
politics,
you can
why
do
not get
anything
girls
you want to do if you work hard enough. Absolutely fucking not.
Prove to me that you're a good person. Because if you look at the psychology of people that are interested in politics,
There's not one politician that you can be like, oh, it's good.
I know a few in Canada that are running for. I don't know if you watched Patrick Bet-David just had French politician.
So I didn't listen to the episode, but I saw it. Yeah,
So his name's Maxime Bernier. He's about
Oh,
the.
he's
I've
terrible.
met this guy when
I
he was
don't
still in the
care.
Conservative Party. He was trying to run
You guys
for-
were not paying attention to
to
him
run
during
party. I
the
met him in Montreal. Nice guy.
during
I
the
had him on
curfew
my
thing,
podcast.
and then you went to a
2 or
church
3
and
weeks
got
before he was on Patrick
arrested.
Bet-David. We're becoming a luxury factor.
very gentle,
And you know, if there's a guy, if you had
all in the name of fucking fighting for Christians' rights. The guy's a total
because
fraud.
he never varied from his faith. Like I remember back in 2020 when the COVID lockdowns, there were protests that were like happening all throughout Canada. He was
Churches,
involved in the Freedom Trucker. the Freedom Convoy
churches.
Trucker. He's the only politician in Canada that never changed from the get-go. He was in he was participating in the protest, and he never changed from the get-go. He said, "This is illegal. This shouldn't happen."
Okay.
And he never changed over the years. His views on what happened.
Yeah, that's not always a good thing for people to never change. You should actually maybe change every once in a while.
Funny enough, is I'm getting in touch. I'm getting in contact with all the people that organize this Freedom Truckers for somebody I met in Alberta, and some of them are still. I'm interviewing one. She's still under gag order. She cannot.
Is that the main girl? I think her name is.
I believe that we're talking about the same girl. She's still under gag order.
But she's not in jail anymore.
I don't believe that any of them are still in jail, but a lot of them still cannot talk about what happened because that is part of their release.
Hi, stop it.
They took everything and then locked her up.
There's
I thought everybody ran to Canada was free and free expression.
We're so close. We're so close to being better than the United States. And now Canada is worse than Vietnam.
He just now, within the past couple of weeks, had
People would rather live in the Middle East at this point, which is not good. But
There's no such thing as freedom of speech in Canada.
Yep.
There's never.
Nope.
It's borderline not freedom of speech in America anymore either.
Yeah, but this is different. This is that if you call your politicians to say that you are unhappy, they will send the police to your house because they feel threatened.
You know that is that's the way the rest of the world. That sounds insane to most people. My wife is worried about what I do because I've been doing a lot of my content from the US.
She should be.
And
Both of you
that
should
I
be.
have a large,
Probably not a bad idea.
but now that
Oh,
I have a very
it's
large audience,
security.
and reach,
Hire private security.
millions and millions of people, and I re-switched. You know, for the longest time, I did content for Americans. That's guys, if you're not fucking careful, what's happening in Canada is going to be you. Now, since Trump's been elected, I'm refocusing on Canada for the first time. And just like, guys, this is what could happen to us if you had a leader that's not worried about your feelings and doing whatever he needs to say. Just say whatever he needs to say to appease the people. If you have somebody that's going to rock the boat, because that's what Trump is doing at the end of the day. But that worries my wife because the person, I don't know if you know this, but the guy that's in power right now, Mark Carney, was never elected.
Really?
No, our
Well, hold on. Should you step down? You
so
decide.
I need to put it into context for you to understand it because our parliament does not work the same way you guys.
Yeah.
You guys
It's by seats.
Katie Vance is there as the VP in case something happens to my, let's say, Trump Brown is, I think that he's caught, which if there's something that's gonna happen, it's probably gonna be that, right? You have somebody that's ready to go, that's aware, that knows what's going on, that's already been voted for. Because by voting for Trump, you chose JD Vance as well, right? In Canada, we don't have that. It's the party that decides who leads it. So Trudeau.
But if
was
the entire
leader of
party
the Liberal Party decides
was
to step
involved in
down,
a corruption
yes, it was bogus, it's bullshit.
scheme,
He stepped down because he made place for Mark Carney.
that's how you make them all loyal to you. That's why they say these ridiculous things that are obviously not true.
The way that it is.
Because if they say anything else, they admit they're lying. And everyone else is fucking guilty now too.
We just have
Yeah.
prime minister. That's it.
Yup.
That's it. So if he decides to step down,
What happens if he gets killed?
whoever the party is in power, in this case the Liberal Party, the equivalent of a Democrat, will have an inside election. They will choose within the party. They're going to choose who they want to be their leader, and then that leader becomes prime minister
Their puppet,
automatically.
you mean?
Well, what's interesting is that our Prime Minister Mark Carney
Put it on your nose.
was the one giving advice. He was a conservative Trudeau on his economic
Oh, really?
policy. So he's been behind the scene for years. If you look at his background, he used to work for the UN. He was on. I don't know that he still is, but I believe that he was on the board for the economic.
Oh, he's got
He is
3 different
self-defined.
passports.
He is proud to say this. He is
Oh, they're talking about Mark Carney.
international
Because Mark Carney wasn't actually like elected. It's the Liberal Party that elected him.
The centralized digital economy for the UK. If you look at what the UK is like, how the fuck are you guys choosing a man like him when fuck this?
Yeah.
So we have a prime minister that was never elected by the people, that was chosen by a bunch of corrupt politicians that's now in power. Our parliament has been closed since December 18th last year. So on Christmas break, Trudeau decided to step down. By stepping down, he said, I'm going to give 3 months to my party to re-elect to choose somebody. So our parliament.
Yeah,
has
and
been
even the
closed.
fact,
Are still-
even then,
just a
the
couple of months
provincial
ago,
Liberals didn't have a leader for over 2.5 years.
December 18th, our people in parliament have not met in person in the commune. They haven't spoken at all since December. We have a guy that is a globalist that is now in power, that was chosen by corrupt politicians.
He's making moves,
Oh, absolutely.
and Parliament hasn't spoken.
Nope, 0. And you know what he did?
And this doesn't concern the mass populace of the country.
Hold on, I'll make it even worse for you. But this is not the end. Like, it gets worse. So one of my buddies in Alabama, Jake, what's going on with you? Listen to this. He asked me the other day, last week, he's like, hey man, what's a snap election? That's another difference. So
please.
we don't have a VP, so we have the leading party have to choose somebody to represent. That's number 1. Number 2, we have 4 years. Like you guys have an election every 4 years. You have the dates predefined. We have a maximum of 4 years. But Trudeau, that's been in power for just under 10 years, has called 3 or 4 different elections. You can call an election.
So you solidify your fucking for another 4 years.
This is how corrupt our system can be.
Yes, sir.
Imagine that you're in power. Imagine that you know 6 months to a year from now there's something bad that's going to come out that you're going to have to do. You can literally call an election right now when people like it. So even though they could have been 1 year in the making,
That's how we really do everything. Just skip
Whether
it.
that's going, so you're good.
4-year recess.
Yeah.
Once
Like,
he does that.
I just
So
skipped
now
high school, except
they're capable of
more important.
manipulating when the election is. So you look at Carney, for example. He became prime minister. The parliament is still closed. It was supposed to reopen on Monday this week.
And
On the Sunday, he called for a snap election. Yet he had until, I believe it's October 20th, because that would have been 4 years. That would have been the maximum for him. So he knows that he doesn't want to face parliament because he's going to get destroyed in parliament.
oh, but he doesn't have to.
Election on the Sunday before the Monday where the parliament is supposed to be going. Now he's giving 45 days, give or take. It varies between 35 to 51 days. That's how election sounds. It's not as long as yours. Not only Can he call a snap election whenever the hell he wants? He knows that people have needs. I'm working with politicians in Canada right now on their social media platform how to put their message. They have ideas. We learned on Sunday last week that there's an election in April. They have 5 weeks to prepare. When the people are, it is insane when we start putting this election has taught me so much about Canadian politics. I didn't even realize that. So does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. It's scary as hell, but at least makes sense in your head. Runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucked up.
That's an understatement.
But, I mean, okay, so, in your, why do you think Purdue stepped down?
Because of it as well.
Oh, I didn't talk about this. Go.
With YouTube, I put it on. But this is where I would put it on. Because at the end of the day, I'm an engineer by trade.
Nope.
I always look at what am I trying to accomplish? You want this, you know. Then you deconstruct those, you build steps to get there. If you look at Trudeau's policy, if you look at what happened over the past 9 years, over the past 9 years, what used to cost $1, and that's averaging, is industries are a lot higher, but over the past 9 years, what used to cost $1, now costs $1.30. So our inflation over the past 9 years, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. Yet, he also put lockdowns on people and used the emergency
Curfew. Half a year curfew.
He used the police to break down a peaceful protest, which I was there. But I was there, like, for all the people out there that just sees.
Yeah, and the more mad you got, the more they're like, something else is up. You guys are getting super upset over nothing.
Lockdown, I could be 6 feet from each other. I give him more than $5,000. So if you look at what he did, on the government. Like they tried something called CERB.
And they were like, yeah, free COVID money. And immediately we're like, oh shit. Oh, for sure. Because they said it was free money at first. When the fuck do you ever want anything for free? Because you get what you pay for. Garbage in, garbage out. Nothing for the government is ever free. If they say it's free, it's probably very likely it's even less free than you think it is.
He's a citizen of the UK. That's two citizens. You have one border, and it's with the US. You guys buy 75% of our export. 75%, and you have 10 times our GDP. So we got a bunch of politicians in Canada pumping their chest saying we're going to go at war. You're like a retarded stepchild that's being protected. No, but you know you have a big bro.
And I feel like that's even being generous.
Saskatchewan's a big province.
No! Oh my fucking god. Gotta be fucking kidding.
Buy 75% of our export. 75%, and you have 10 times our GDP. So we got a bunch of politicians in Canada pumping their chest saying we're going to go at war. The retarded stepchild that's being protected. No, but you have a big brother that's been defending with the military, that's been making sure that you guys are okay. And now we're just biting your ankle because we're idiots. So what's the end goal? We can't trade with Europe the way we trade with you guys. So what's the end goal?
Yeah, because everything we produce is fast, cheap, easy, go back and fix the problems later.
The car sector. You guys buy a lot. You guys buy our cars. You guys buy a lot of our aluminum. I think it's 80% of your aluminum comes from us. He wants to put tariffs on your goods that comes to the U.S., use that proceed to give it back to the workers as a form of UBI. He's trying to create a dependency. Who does? Communist country. We have a lot of ties with China, and that's one of the
People
problems.
who have already done a bunch of things who weren't supposed to.
We've been infiltrated by the Chinese government, the communist government.
This always goes back to, so you create this dependency where, you know, you call it UBI. And I've always wondered, this doesn't work.
It's nothing to
Like
do
long
with
term,
China.
they
It has
have
to
to
do
know
with
that
our
this doesn't
government
work.
and our
No
government
socialist-
always being corrupt.
No socialist setup
Since
has
day
ever
one,
worked in any
like-
country. So what is the end? Like, I have a hard time believing what these guys are
What's
going.
the
We're
end
just going
game?
to do this. We're going to keep pushing this thing so that we have for what? Control.
Yep.
And power. But your country is fucked after that. It's great. You have control and power, but your economy is shit. You have no middle class. You have everybody's poor, and you have this much ruling elite.
Like the meat cake.
So why would they do it?
Why would you do it?
Now we're going to go down the rabbit hole.
they get away from
further.
That's kind of what I like.
It's
It
zero
blows my mind, 'cause
consequence.
even like here, okay, it's like say, fuck it, we go socialist.
Yep.
The country falls apart. Like, completely.
I thought this
You have
is
you have this
socialism.
many people
No.
that live in, and the reality is their quality of life, if they're staying in the States, is still shit too. Because like, yeah, they've got their mansions and they've got their stuff and they've got their security. I feel like the rest of the world outside of their bubble is going to be shit. So it's like, I don't love power and control enough to like ruin my environment.
Yeah, but you're not a psychopath either. But you're not a sociopath. But this goes back to what I'll remind me what this ask because
I'm curious, like the motivation, and I think that
who do they say? At the end of the day, this is up to the outside. And I'll take Mark Carney. He served
I
Europe.
think the WWF is a big play in that.
And he admits
And
it.
if you think the guy who owns the bank serves the
About
fucking poor people,
saying it
you're
out loud that he is a globalist. So at the end of the day, you
living
look
on a
at
different
Canada,
planet than the rest of us, obviously.
Canada, we have the third largest reserve of oil and gas in the world, and we have the third biggest production of hydroelectricity in the world. We're nowhere close to being a superpower in the world. Why? Because we have the biggest untapped per capita source energies in the world. Do you think that's done on purpose? Of course it is. The last Liberal government would stop killing pipelines going from east to west and going to the US. Why would they do
Green
that?
energy.
Because, again, it goes back to look at the end goal. They serve. Mark Carney does not serve Canada. He serves the WEF. What is the goal of the WHO and the WEF? One world government.
Yeah.
So when you
And they're not shy about it.
no, if the guys listen to this thing called Google, even Google doesn't like you. You don't even need to use DuckDuckGo or Brave as a browser. Just go to the WEF website. You
Oh,
can
it tells
type-
everything else. Yeah.
What's one of the things that the WEF wants? Depopulation by about 90%. The estimates are saying that in order to continue living the way we do without destroying our
Carl
planet,
from Shameless.
It's Carl?
From Shameless, it's
Oh.
one of Happy Gilmore's kids.
Oh.
So he's like pretty much like Carl was in Shameless. With
Huh.
long hair, that's funny.
I think
Ah,
I truly believe that one of the reasons why that they were pushing the vaccine so hard was, and this is my personal belief, kill me on this YouTube. Google.
oh no, the trick with this, I've learned what the trick is. This is for entertainment purposes. YouTube.
This is comedic.
Nick is a comedian.
I'm a
He has
comedian.
no clue what he's talking about.
I'm a real funny guy.
If you haven't got your 8 booster, bro, you need to call your doctor.
You need to call your doctor. We're good. But like this stuff that was making people sterile.
Yeah.
100% believe, like without a shadow of without a shadow of doubt, that was intentional.
Have you heard of
Gardasil.
colon cancer?
and guards still made me stay out for a decade.
You look at kids, they're developing cancers that are supposed to be for old people. They call them turbo cancer. Like guys listening to this, go Google cancer.
So what I was saying is like they've done it with vaccines. It's on the
It's
website.
white shit that
Talking
fills all
about
your
it. Now
veins,
there's movies.
like cartilage.
And I've always believed that Hollywood
100%.
across the
And
world is
Coroners
a
are now
foreshadowing
doing
of,
autopsies
most
because
of the
they
time.
only
It's like psychological
autopsy or
programming
they only
where
investigate
getting
less than
to-
1% of
you're
deaths
getting
since
to
COVID.
think that
So
this is
coroners
normal.
or
You've
embalmers
already seen it in shows, you've already seen it in
are
television, you've
now
already seen it in
doing-
movies. And then when it happens in real, you're like, oh yeah.
What do you call
this is
it?
normal.
You think it's normal because you've been programmed
But
to
there's,
see it.
I haven't seen the movie, but there's
Investigating deaths,
trailer
whatever the
of-
fucking
I guess
word
the
is.
premise of this movie is that I think 1 in 3 people have to be basically executed. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen the movie. I'm
No.
definitely gonna watch it.
So basically, the government comes around and says, "You've got to give up somebody," and obviously there's a resistance. But the whole premise is, I don't remember exactly what the number is. Can you look this up? But the premise is, if you have a family of 3, one person in your family has to get put down.
That is what China did with population control.
Like,
So if we go back to what you're asking,
but I'm like, bro, that's crazy, right?
Oh, we're talking about banning abortions
There's
again.
the
That's
world
what I
between
find
15,
fucking
20
crazy.
years.
Like,
If things continue the way that they
Here we go again, guys.
you know, our current.
we'll just keep talking about this fucking thing just so that we don't talk about other really important
the thing
things.
is that if you look at the WEF and the WHO, they will tell you that we need a depopulation of about 90%. So again, my engineering mindset is the goal. If I understand that this is what they want and they've been talking about it since the 80s,
90% now or 90% as our growth rate?
eventually
Okay,
they
that's
would
what
like
we'll
to have 90% of the population that we have, 10% population we have. So if it's not impossible, it just takes time. And this is the
I
number
mean,
one.
impossible without what? Mass pandemics.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like catastrophes,
Let's
natural catastrophes,
assume that
and genocide.
let's assume that
Yeah,
the
let's
main
get
goal
more
is
illegitimate
to
moms to have
one world
more
government
children that
and
we
to
can put
reduce the
into foster and group
population by
homes
10%. Let's say that that's the goal, and the WEF
where
is
they
not
get molested.
scared to say it. That's their goal. Now, deconstruct how you would do that. You're a military guy. You know for a fact that you cannot start shooting people down the street. You can't.
Not
People
out the gate.
no, because people are going to say, yeah, fuck you, and they're going to
Yeah.
fight back. Plus, us versus them lose. We're a lot more than them. So they can't do it. At least, like you said, not yet. How do we get there? Poison their food. Make sure that they're so fat and obese that they can't. 32% of Americans are obese. 30% overweight. More than 75% of people are obese. Shit. I don't care how much guns, how many guns.
I mean, that's been our platform for a long time. It's like the opposition wants you fat. I mean, that's how COVID happened in the first place. That's how this platform started. It's how my mindset changed. So I went back to my house. I'm in the military. I served my country. I did 12 years. A very tight nuclear, whatever. My warrior contract good. If I can find that. I come back. I'm doing my business, driving my people, and hanging out with my family. The next thing you know, Johnny Law knocked on my door. There's my business. And like, what is happening? Off like just some executive order? Like, how did we get here? And then I started to like really dive into that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we got here because 4 decades
They do what they want. Shocker, right?
we started making men.
Surprise,
We started
surprise, surprise.
We started making men,
Did you know that the police
Is
do whatever the fuck they want, even though
and it took power away. So men got fat and addicted to alcohol and
Move.
gambling
blown
and
away
every
by
other
the
nonsense. It's
idea.
like straight out of the playbook from Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill's
I thought
Outwitting
you were
the Devil.
telling me.
98% of the population is just fucking at lunch. So how do you take over a country without firing a shot? Make the men fat, weak, disgusted, addicted, distracted, and then you can just roll it.
So again,
And that's what they've done.
what if your main goal is 90% population reduction? How do you do it? You can't fight the people directly. That's the goal.
I think there's many phases, right? There's that's a phase. There's a line there.
Yep.
But then there's also, you know, strategically over long periods of time.
But that's the magic. But that's the magic. This is where I was going with this. This is the difference in mindset. That's why I cannot encourage people more than to go read old literature like The Prince by Machiavelli. It's a small book, maybe 100 pages. It will explain to you everything that's going on right now. This is an Italian dude that wrote it 500 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
The playbook that's going on right now has been used forever. The book is right there. You can buy it on Amazon for like $10. It's literally right. You said something that people need to really understand is long.
Yeah.
We've become so addicted to right now, instant gratification. The people are in power. The people are running the WEF. They're playing generational. They're playing the long game. They're playing hundreds of years down the road. So to them, they're planning, because you cannot fight a world population of billions of people directly. How do you do it? Over generations and generations. Like right now, the generation.
You're no longer
I was born without a cell phone. So, like I remember playing outside without being able to be reached. If you wanted to reach me, you have to find me. Jump on your bike and try to find out where maybe I can be. The generations that we have today never lived without a cell phone. So they're addicted to the cell phone from a young age. So to them, living without one is impossible. Yet it is the biggest tracking device you can ever do. You know, you look at, if you read 1984 by George Orwell, he talks about how there's televisions everywhere watching what you're doing. You could have never imagined that we carry them with us. This is insane. When you start looking and you step
further.
He was able to hide in that because there was no TV there. Our dumbasses have that in our pocket.
Bring it with us.
And we're addicted to it.
Yeah.
So this thing is brilliant. If you want control.
This is awesome. Yeah, you can hear me, I know. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that if you deconstruct the goal, start looking, how do you get to that goal? Addict people to devices that you can hear everything they say. Make them fat. Make them complacent. Give them, the Romans did it very well. Games. Yeah. Give them entertainment. Football. I look at what is trending on Google every single day. You know what is always in the top 5? Something about football in the US. So the entertainment is everywhere. So people are so distracted. They're dumb. They've been dumbed down through an education system that is indoctrinating them in regurgitating what they're telling you to believe and testing you on it. Oh, here's a reward for you saying what I told you without questioning it. So everywhere you look, nobody's promoting critical thinking. They're doing everything you can to make sure you trust the government. And over generations and generations and generations, what are they doing? They're making you fat. They're making you lazy. Do you know that there's a direct correlation between obesity and you being sterile? Like the fatter you are, the more out of shape that you are, the less your body works. So obviously it's harder and harder for you to have children. What did you say about COVID earlier? Sterilization. A lot of women, it's especially women through COVID, that are incapable of having children or that keeps on being able to bring them to
there's nothing wrong with
or
me.
how many stories have I heard that women's
Do
period
you want
cycle
vagina cancer? They asked me.
changes not
No,
predictable.
I don't want vagina
So how do you do it? How
cancer.
brilliant
Go
is
get
it
your
to
Gardasil vaccine.
sterilize people over
And then
generations?
for
Because
10
you know that
years,
mRNA
3
technology is
partners
passed through
couldn't get
genes.
pregnant.
So my wife's pregnant right now with our first child. She's unvaccinated. I'm unvaccinated.
I haven't
would've
taken
never
birth
had kids
control
with
since
a
I was
vaccinated
16
person.
years
My wife
old.
decided because it passes the kid. Because you're giving that to
But
my
apparently
child.
there
My
was
child did
nothing
not
wrong
make
with
that
it.
choice. Oh, it goes down.
Completely healthy,
It
all
goes down
normal.
through your
Some
DNA.
people just don't reproduce.
And
That's
if
what
you
I
look
was
at
told.
turbo cancer, you start looking at what's happening to kids.
And then I had
This
to
is,
have an
again,
abortion at
it's the long
25
run.
weeks.
How do you get to your point?
So that
You do it
was
slowly.
terrible.
But I think there's another game, and
It's
I think
very different.
COVID.
You know what? They should really tell girls that there are different kinds of abortions.
And I think it showed their hand,
Like,
and that's why you got such a hard pushback.
like there's like abortions where you think you take a pill and it falls
Do you
out.
really believe that?
No,
Do you really believe that
I
there's a
didn't know
pushback?
it.
I do. I see it. I feel it. You know,
Then there's
the
like
other thing
people when you
that
get an
I-
abortion,
I'm
like
not
super
seeing
late,
men.
like a day before the
And
fucking
a lot of
cutoff
those
day
guys,
period. And like that's a different process.
Baby,
It's a very
waited
different
too
process.
long.
Yeah, because they told me that some people just don't get pregnant. Some people are just not fertile. There's nothing wrong with me.
And they start realizing that, the stuff.
No, because it was COVID and everyone was giving me the runaround. If it weren't for Pam,
Solidarity in your family.
no, ask Pam. She'll tell you the same thing. After COVID, getting an abortion became almost impossible because she had to get one during COVID. But she knows how to do it, and if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have been fucked. Anyway.
Jimmy Carter in the industrial corn area when high fructose corn syrup came into America and ingredients started to change, cheap food, etc. So that's the foundation, right? But there's another layer that I truly believe, and this is where PSYOPs comes into play. We manufacture, and this is really going to get people frustrated. It frustrates me. You have to remember, I served my country 12 years, for 6 out of those 12 years. But then you have these things where you have these incidences. What was the movie with John Volta? He was like a terrorist.
You're talking about Swordfish.
Swordfish.
What a great movie that is.
Think about it. Again, programming. At the end of that movie, what did they find out? He worked for CIA. All of it was orchestrated by the government.
Yeah.
So now you have, hypothetically, for comedic purposes, we're talking about this thing where the powers that be fabricate these incidences. And they go, oh, we got to send the National Guard. We got to create this police force for your safety. And then at what point do we go, okay, martial law? It's for your safety. And people go, you're right. Buildings are getting blown up, car bombings, there's assassinations. We need this. So what do? They willfully give up their freedom and in the frame of
What happened to you? Oh,
fake
your hot
security.
water when you
They've orchestrated all this. Now you do
Big
that.
fried noodles with the
That's
fucking
one step closer to concentration
fucking
camps.
the hardest
And that's one
noodles.
step closer to essentially
Baby,
genocide.
you're eating
Because
noodles
it's
without water.
these people are doing this.
I like
It's-
them this way. No, the Mr. Noodles, the only way they're good. You crush up the Mr. Noodles and you put the powder. That's the only way they're good.
Like you said, over a very, very long time. And the next thing you know, people just think it's
$5 for a buck.
this is
Not only that, it's funny you said that because, like, I'm like, you know what? I don't even know I survived as a child. I used to live off
It's
peanut butter
indoctrination
and craft dinner.
over
That's all I
hundreds of
eat
years
for
now.
like
You have
fucking years.
generations that don't know any different.
do you think it's
I
inevitable?
don't eat peanut butter because sometimes
You know,
when
at
we
the end of
were
the day, this is.
being punished,
Thank you for asking this, because this
we're
is
not
where I
getting
wanted to go
food,
with this.
and we're
There's
at that
another
too close to
component
peanut
to what
butter
you're talking
and
about,
that's
this spiritual. This is always, if you look at any communist.
How is that not child abuse?
I did not tell you.
They get rid of God.
No,
forget
that
the
you
religion.
fucking got
They get rid
food
of the
taken
connection
away
to God
for
and
punishment?
replace
That
it
doesn't.
with
That's
them. They
child
want
abuse.
Big brother, they want
It's
you
child
to
abuse.
them to
It's
have.
called pass out,
faith.
flat
They
down.
become
I don't know what that fuck that
They want
means.
them-
Passing up
They want us to have faith in them the way you would have faith in
Every
God.
time you turn.
This is always the first step. And
Like how you pass
this
the
is
dog
biggest problem
food
in some
scraps
cases.
underneath the table.
No.
It's because
you eat
over
over
the table, right?
it's.
When you pass out,
I,
you eat
I
it.
think that you're right on that part.
in the U.S. anyway, as far as like people that I, even with myself, people that have never spoke about their spirituality, have
Just
never
got rebaptized.
Yeah,
like
no, see, the
50
fuck that
years
party
ago.
wasn't
have
just
never,
yours.
you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
that
no,
there
it's
is.
fine.
It's a very
because there's
common
some sort of
way
shift.
to
It's-
take in apparently children who are being abused at home just to abuse them in a different location by someone who's not their parent.
Yeah.
Like,
Whatever
why
they
didn't you just leave
push,
them with their
the
abusive parent at
opposite
that
is gonna
point?
be- is gonna push
At least
back
they got
even
food.
greater force.
And they were
Okay.
ignored.
So going back to like they pushed their pants, like this was over.
It's funny
years
in
of
that
slow rolling
fucking
these
thing
things
about
out,
Point St.
having
Charles I was
great
watching. The
problems.
police are
And then
going
they
around
just, like,
Point St.
just
Charles
fucking
and they're like, well,
rattle down.
all the Irish parents are alcoholics, their children. I'm like, okay, well, all the French are drug addicts that molest their children. What's the fucking difference?
And
Nothing to do with the fact that they're Irish.
is what caused all of this now. Where now I think we're coming back around and I've seen more people publicly talk about them reconnecting with their faith than in my entire life.
How many you deal with men, right? How many men come to you, part of your group, or just comment on your stuff, follows you because they know something's missing? They know something's wrong. Yeah. They don't know what it is. They can't put their fingers on it, but they know something's wrong.
We even did, one of our coaches, John Mark, came to me.
It's all the same cast too.
No, my fucking hip. Itchy. Sorry. Oh, great. For now.
And I immediately knew. So
I'm burning for you. Whiskey. Here. You want some butter meat?
Why'd you put it here for a witness?
That's where his food is. Yeah. Done already. Jesus. Lord. Ugh.
Friends are hard to find, and even harder to keep, and even harder to navigate if you can find them. It was an innocent mustached prisoner, his unmustached guard mother, locked in a no-holds-barred battle to decide who's in charge.
Face it, Randy, you only took this job because you couldn't exist out there without me. Or maybe I knew you couldn't exist in here without me. Or maybe you're getting defensive and saying everything I say back at me. Or maybe you're just saying what I'm going to say before I say it. What? I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
And a pregnant ex-wife who will stop at nothing to get her sister's surrogated biracial baby out of her womb. And now, a renegade criminal is on the loose with nothing to lose. And an angry warden must answer to himself and his governor wife.
I know what I'm doing. I'm a grown man.
Now, in order to protect his job, the warden must find someone just crazy enough to attempt the impossible.
You're both going to go out there. You're going to get pranked. And you're going to bring back here.
A secret mission that no one can find out
No
about.
troopers, no brats. And the governor, you never hear about this.
A difficult mission. Make mission impossible.
Before we go, which one of us is in charge? You two figure it out.
Two furious brothers. One escaped convict. Zero chances to fail.
Damn it, Randy. The warden's my best chance of getting out of here early. Why would you take a bunch of convicts for ice cream? They get ice cream in the prison cafeteria. I didn't want them to taste the ice cream, Earl. I wanted them to taste the freedom. Hey, look, we have 46 hours. Frank couldn't have gotten that far. Where's the ice cream store? It's the one next to the train station. And that costume store near the mom shop where they make the big guy these. You just have to look for a guy who could be dressed as anything and is anywhere trained myself. Last Tuesday, a bunch of prisoners put a tiny bird in your food and you ate it. Wasn't gonna say anything, but now I want you to suffer. Me and Randy were just beginning our journey, and Joy was trying to end hers by giving birth to her half-sister's overdue baby.
Then what's the great business venture going next? You are wrong. I need to get some girls to kickstart this delivery.
Promise your sister you deliver naturally. You want their little one coming into this world dripping with lies.
I don't think I know what it means then. If it means you and I wouldn't have been happy, I changed that when I was still married to Earl.
In that case, the shame is part of the rush. Well, without illicit sex, shame is just shame.
Excuse me. Hey, last night's turn, I need to see Dr. Pronto. Dr. Pronto to reception, please. Dr. Pronto. You got it. You know what? If somebody shows up, I'll take it.
Well, Joy was trying to push out one child. Darnell had asked Catalina to watch their other two.
You can hang out in here. No one's scared. No one died in this room. They made it to the stairway. It smells. What are we gonna do in here? I don't know. I'm not very good with kids. No offense, but you guys freak me out with your tiny hands and teeth falling out all the time. Do you know any games? When I was a little girl, we used to play a game called Hide and Don't Peek. How do you play? An armed gunman takes your family hostage while you run and hide and then pray the gorillas leave before they find you. And how do you win? They're pulling the bodies on top of you and lying very, very still.
Oh my god, it's you.
Well, it felt good to be outside the prison walls, but
They're trying to teach Catalina how to play with children.
Okay.
And she's like, no offense, you guys kind of like freak me out with your teeth falling out.
Pray the gorillas leave. When I was a little girl, we used to play a game called Hide and Don't Peek. How do you play? An armed gunman takes your family hostage while you run and hide, and then you pray the gorillas leave before they find you. And how do you win? They're pulling the bodies on top of you and lying very, very still.
it felt good to be outside the prison walls, but not too good. Really? Are these necessary? It's true.
You ever play patty cake? This is the one where you do this? And then you get hit because you fucking aren't wearing the cocoa field. You tell him, Whiskey.
Randy, the warden doesn't want word to get out that we're chasing an escaped convict. Don't you think a guy in a prisoner uniform with a search dog is kind of obvious? Don't you think a guy in a prisoner uniform with hands is kind of obvious?
Glass house, girl. Glass house. Yeah. He's a happy dog. Better fucking be. The happiest fucking dog on the planet. You have everything a dog could possibly ever want.
You're eating my hair.
Fucking the only thing you're not allowed to do is shit indoors. But if you manage to do it in the toilet, you can fucking even do that.
Maybe I was hurt.
What the hell?
Thanks, Mark.
Stop pushing.
When you drive, your shoe hits the gas and brake at the same time. It's terrifying. I'm drunk. I'm the cop. You're not a cop. You want all those jobs run away. You mean like you know this kid? All right, then I'm set to pick up this shit on my own. Ew.
Why doesn't he bite you?
He is biting.
This is kind of small.
Oh, whatever. I'll let it gravity above it go wet now. Let's do this thing.
Big puppy, you suck. You're big puppy.
Look at this part.
I saw a nice AI generated from Ozzy.
Yeah.
So it was like all of his picture of him when he was younger.
I mean, like from like the age he's at now, his last show, when he got like in the band like that, when he got married and everything,
Yeah.
and before he had black hair and everything, he was blonde. It
Yeah.
was so funny.
Yeah, even Jim was talking about him. That when he was like a teenager, he got caught stealing or something from a store, and his father was just like, "I'm not fucking helping you. Figure it out." So that's why he got the great idea to start a band, because he didn't want to go to work.
Joy's trailer waiting for Frank to show up and get his money. As luck would have it, I was spending my one day out of prison locked up in a small space with another man. Well, where are you?
No, you should listen to the thing where they isolated his voice on his last show for what he actually sounded like. But honestly, like he's still not lip syncing, which is better than most fucking pop singers, pop celebrities at this point.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, you're gonna have to find your own way home because my brother took a bunch of prisoners for ice cream and then he lost one. So we can't go anywhere because he's a safety guard. You look so stupid right now.
Yeah, you look so stupid right now. You're gonna fall off, you idiot. Oh, you almost fell off that bed.
Freeze Dad? No. Hot potato. Hot potatoes were rare and reserved for Britain's home. How about patty cake? Is that where you go like this? And then get hit in the face for playing games instead of working the football field? Just clap hands with me. Nothing bad is going to happen.
Lady, just give me the keys so I can uncuff myself. I'm not supposed to uncuff a prisoner just because he asks. It says so in the menu. Oh, really? Well, what does it say to do if a prisoner does this? I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing yet. Stop it or I'll cuff me and I will. You know I can't stand the sound of honking since I got attacked by those gooses. I'm probably on the way here right now. We gotta get the key. Come on, come on.
I think they messed up on our food and tray. It's just vegetables.
That's what it's supposed to be.
And they nailed it. This place is great. Little Lakers knew what they were doing. They would just need everybody bring insurance. Oh, God, we're here, Bessie. How'd you know we were here?
A volunteer from the hospital called to see our surrogate when I needed. And they offered me a discount on a newborn photo shoot. They've been putting the head drop layers and makes a baby look like he's on the space shuttle. Space baby. That's tight.
Well, let's not deal with that. We gotta get you down to the water bird tub. What? Why do you want me to get birth underwater? You need to think of me pregnant with some kind of fish.
You good?
Wisdom and tradition, it goes all the way back to the 70s.
Where's the mama I heard?
What the hell is that? It's just my insulin. You know I'm just on that shit. You so soon. Are you kidding me? You're not right. I'm gonna get inside the kitchen club and get everything I believe in. Let this baby sleep and hopefully pop the service
Order.
before.
Which baby?
What's yours?
And in return, we're gonna let this man nurse give me shots so we can get the food in. Don't give her the shot. My body, my choice. I'm getting some Now give me that shot, or give me a fishing pole with a jar of baby food on the end of it.
There was something that wannabe doctor was not aware of. Liberty was better known as Lady Liberty of Blow. Black ladies of wrestling. I think you dropped something.
Damn it, Darnell! You both ordered my inducing drugs. They're not taking any drugs. Fine. Darnell, grab all the shampoos and shower together.
Do you have any literature on the effects of oxytocin on the male gender?
No. But if you supply me when it writes me up, I bet you could get it published.
Joy was having trouble being a surrogate parent, but Catalina was finding it quite enjoyable. In fact, the kid